Tonight, breaking news. The deadly shooting rampage, an hours-long police standoff, an active shooter emergency in West Texas, gunshots piercing the air. Authorities say a suspect wanted for attempted murder opened fire. At least one person killed, 10 hurt. What we're learning about the investigation. The destructive tornado outbreak and the severe storms firing up right now. Major cities on alert along the I-95 corridor. At least 20 reported tornadoes in the Midwest, including 2 monster EF3s. Winds at least 136 miles per hour, ripping apart homes. This man pulled from the rubble. Also developing the strongest signs yet that a deal between the U.S. and Iran is close after more than 3 months of war. John Carl standing by with new reporting. SpaceX blasting off on Wall Street. Elon Musk's company going public, the biggest IPO on record, making Musk the world's first trillionaire. What it could mean for your 401k. The White House gearing up for an unprecedented event, ultimate fighting on Sunday night, President Trump's birthday, amid questions about who stands to profit from this extravaganza. The dramatic rescue from a raging apartment fire. Officers breaking down doors, waking people up out of their beds. The Pentagon releasing a new trove of UFO files from the 1940s to just last July. World Cup fever taking hold. Team USA kicking off the first men's World Cup game on U.S. soil in more than 30 years. Also tonight, veteran New York City anchor Bill Ritter and his courageous announcement just moments ago. Why he's stepping aside from the anchor desk and his emotional message to viewers at home.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. I'm Wade Johnson, and for David tonight, we begin with breaking news. The deadly shooting rampage in West Texas. A suspect wanted for attempted murder of an officer, barricading himself inside a building in downtown Midland. SWAT teams responding to an area on lockdown. Officers crouching behind squad cars, exchanging gunfire with the shooter. Ambulances rushing to the scene. At least one person killed, 10 more injured. The standoff lasting several hours. Officials say the gunman was found dead at the scene. ABC's Trevor Ault leads us off in Texas tonight.
Tonight, the sound of gunfire piercing the air in Midland, Texas. A gunman killing at least one person and injuring at least 10 others.
There's SWAT on the scene, and there are multiple agencies responding.
The first shots were reported fired from a building just after 8 this morning, with authorities saying the suspect barricaded himself inside an abandoned veterinary clinic. A massive law enforcement presence swarming the area, officers crouching behind vehicles returning fire. One victim dying at the scene. The suspect has now been identified as Victor Mata Villarreal. On Wednesday, he allegedly fled a traffic stop and fired at police, after which he was wanted for attempted capital murder of an officer. Tonight, after more than a 4-hour standoff, officials say he was found dead at the scene.
The shooter is now deceased. We've received this information based on the confirmation of a robot and a drone footage.
And when officials tell us 5 of the victims have been treated and released from the hospital, but 4 others required surgery. Whit.
All right, Trevor Ault for us. Thank you. Next tonight, more than 65 million people on alert with severe storms set to rock the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic tonight. It comes after at least 20 reported tornadoes slam the Midwest. This one in Streator, Illinois, an EF3 with winds up to 136 miles per hour, sending pieces of homes swirling in the air. One man trapped under the rubble, the anxious race to get him free. Lee Goldberg with the forecast in just a moment. But first, ABC's Alex Perez in the storm zone tonight.
Tonight, the same system that spawned the tornado outbreak in the heartland, including this monster twister, is on the move. Overnight, an outbreak of more than a dozen destructive tornadoes tearing across multiple states. This one southwest of Chicago on a collision course with the town of Streator. Moments after it hit, freelance photojournalist Scott Lasker says he heard a woman screaming for help, leading him to this man trapped under his house.
I think I got a broken leg.
There you go.
Oh my God.
It's rolling.
Handing the camera to the woman, he worked to free the man as much as he could. Until law enforcement arrived and got him out of the rubble. The violent storm rolled into this neighborhood and destroyed it in seconds. You can see behind me here, these homes completely shredded. And if you look over here, these cars wrecked. Home after home leveled, the trail of destruction miles long. East of there and over the border, a tangled mess of power lines and debris in Maryville, Indiana.
It's instant homelessness.
Yeah, man, it's like
It's instant homelessness.
Kids even said, Dad, is this officially mean we homeless?
Conrad Jefferson and his wife Ebony Gowans in disbelief. Their family lost their dream home in seconds.
It's just about us just trying to figure out what's our next step and not having a clue on where to go to from there.
Our Chicago station WLS flying over the destruction in Maryville, and survey crews from the National Weather Service are out tonight assessing the damage. At least 2 of the tornadoes from the outbreak so far are rated EF3 with wind speeds of at least 136 miles per hour. And with the difficult process of picking up the pieces for these families is only just beginning, that storm has made its way east, where it's expected to create even more problems tonight.
I have just an awful scene behind you, Alex Perez. We appreciate it. And those dangerous thunderstorms, as Alex mentioned, firing up right now. Let's get right to ABC's senior meteorologist, Lee Goldberg. Lee?
With the same storm that caused the tornado outbreak in the Midwest yesterday, it's moving into steamy air in the Northeast. We've had severe storms in the New York City and D.C. area. Severe thunderstorm watches go into effect from New York to Virginia all the way through 9 o'clock tonight. Damaging winds the biggest concern. The storms, they come back to the Midwest tomorrow after a one-day break. Comes in 2 rounds in Kansas and Missouri. One in the morning, another round in the evening. That's a level 3 out of 5 risk for Kansas City. And after the humidity briefly breaks in the Northeast tomorrow, it's back on Sunday. So that could fuel more storms in the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast in the late day and early evening hours. Severe storms possible anywhere from New York City to Philly to D.C., right down through Virginia. That's in the mid-afternoon through early evening hours, and then the humidity breaks early next week again. Whit?
All right, still a ways to go here. Thanks, Lee. New signs tonight that the U.S. and Iran may be getting close to a deal after more than 3 months of war. ABC's chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl with new reporting on what the agreement might include.
Tonight, we are seeing the strongest signs yet that the U.S. and Iran are nearing an agreement to end the war. A senior administration official briefing reporters said there's an 80 to 85% chance that it happens in the next few days. Iran's foreign minister said a settlement, quote, has never been closer. President Trump has described it this way.
It's a very strong memorandum of understanding that is a little conceptual, but it's something that's going to get done.
The senior administration official told reporters the agreement, quote, reopens the Strait of Hormuz and lifts the U.S. blockade. But then comes the hard part, a 60-day period for the U.S. and Iran to hash out an agreement on the future of Iran's nuclear program. The official says the memorandum of understanding, quote, leads to the dismantling of that program and for the destruction and removal of Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium. But there are no specifics on how that would happen. Iran has long insisted on its right to enrich uranium and has said nothing publicly to indicate that has changed. Both sides seem to agree on one thing. If Iran complies with the Memorandum of Understanding, it will be rewarded. Vice President J.D. Vance posting on social media, if the Islamic Republic of Iran meets its obligations, then economic benefits will flow to them. Possible rewards include $24 billion in frozen Iranian assets and relief from crushing U.S. sanctions. When Iran would get that money remains unclear. President Trump emphasizes that under this agreement, if it is finalized, Iran will agree never to have or make a nuclear weapon. But there is nothing new about that. In fact, in the very first paragraph of the nuclear agreement that was negotiated by President Obama more than a decade ago, Iran makes that promise. That was an agreement, of course, that President Trump tore up in his first term. Whip.
All right, John, our thanks to you tonight. Now to the history made on Wall Street today. SpaceX going public, the biggest IPO ever launched. The deal making Elon Musk the world's first trillionaire, and what it could mean for your 401k. Here's ABC's Matt Rivers.
Tonight, SpaceX blasting into the public market with the biggest IPO in history. Launching its founder, Elon Musk, as the world's first trillionaire.
SpaceX wants to be able to take you to the moon, take you to Mars, and ultimately beyond.
SpaceX stock prices at $135 a share, surging to nearly $161 by the end of the day.
SpaceX is officially open to the public.
I personally am going to purchase it. That's just me.
The company, which has yet to turn a profit, is now valued at more than $2 trillion. And Musk, whose other companies include Tesla and X, is now worth an estimated $1.1 trillion. That's more than the next 4 richest people in the world, both of Google's co-founders, Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, combined. The polarizing entrepreneur is now promising to use all that fresh capital to fund ambitious plans to build a colony on Mars and send AI data centers into space.
Whit, SpaceX stock could soon be appearing in the 401ks and investment accounts of many Americans. And today's launch could mean that we might see even more blockbuster IPOs later this year if companies like Anthropic and OpenAI decide to go public. Whit.
All right, Matt Rivers, thank you for that. Turning to the White House tonight, where a giant arena is now set up for an ultimate fighting event on the president's birthday, Sunday night. The UFC says they are footing the bill, but some are raising questions about how much it will cost taxpayers and who stands to profit. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, the White House putting finishing touches on the towering arena for Sunday's big UFC fight on President Trump's 80th birthday. Overnight, testing the lights, the sky above the White House ablaze. 4,000 spectators expected to attend, with 120,000 watching from the nearby ellipse. As you can see, this structure is just massive. It dwarfs the White House, and they've been working on this for weeks. President Trump says the event is meant to celebrate America's 250th anniversary.
We're having a big fight. It's never going to happen again. Never happened before.
The UFC insists they're footing the bill, which already tops $60 million. But this is a massive marketing opportunity. Corporate sponsorships prominently displayed around the cage. And taxpayer money will be spent on Super Bowl-level security, handled by the Secret Service. Trump has a long friendship with USC chief Dana White. The administration now launching new partnerships.
1, 2, 3.
UFC fighters coming in to train FBI agents in hand-to-hand combat.
Thanks to the great partnership with the UFC, you're seeing about 300 agents come through here and learn these amazing tactics so they can safeguard American lives.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio even comparing the UFC to the moon landing.
When President Kennedy announced that we were going to put a man on the moon and return him safely to the earth, no one thought that was possible, and we did it. We are a nation founded on doing what no one else dared to do and no one else aspired to do. And at some level, that's what this whole company, what UFC has been.
Sunday's extravaganza, part of Trump's campaign to refashion Washington. From the building of his ballroom to renovating the reflecting pool. Today, Trump posting these pictures, workers re-gilding statues near the Lincoln Memorial. It hasn't all gone smoothly. A judge has ordered the administration to remove Trump's name from the Kennedy Center by midnight. Today, workers spotted on scaffolding, ready to take it down. But the Justice Department filed a last-minute appeal, arguing removing Trump's name would impede the center's fundraising efforts. And Whit, critics call Sunday's Ultimate Fighting event corrupt, alleging the president is giving his friends access to government grounds to hype their business. Trump himself owns significant stock in the UFC's parent company, but the White House insists there is no conflict of interest. Whit.
All right, Mary, our thanks to you tonight. Now to the courageous announcement a short time ago. Veteran New York City anchor Bill Ritter announcing that he's stepping aside after decades at the anchor desk, sharing the news in a heartfelt message to viewers at home. Tonight, the courageous announcement from one of our own.
After a series of tests, my doctors have told me I have Alzheimer's. This is called early stage Alzheimer's. And they say the treatments I'm getting are keeping it at bay, at least for now. Tonight will be the last newscast I anchor.
Bill Ritter of our New York station WABC signing off as anchor to spend more time with his family as he battles Alzheimer's disease. His decision comes after 34 years with ABC News. Joining the network is founding co-host of Good Morning America Sunday.
I'm Bill Ritter, coming up on Good Morning America Sunday.
WABC General Manager Mary Lou Galvez calling Bill a defining presence at ABC 7. And he covered his stories with exceptional insight, integrity, and most of all, heart, earning the love and respect of viewers and colleagues alike. Tonight, Bill's message to all of us.
I'm going to so miss reporting the news to all of you with the truth and with facts, no matter where they fall. It has been my honor to do just that. But for now, I wish you health and peace, and let's take care of each other.
And Bill is stepping down from daily anchoring, but he still plans to continue reporting as often as he can and help others impacted by Alzheimer's. A friend and mentor to so many of us here. We're all wishing Bill and his family the very best. There is still more news to cover here on World News Tonight. The dramatic rescue from a raging apartment fire. Officers breaking down doors, waking people up out of their beds. The Pentagon releasing a new trove of UFO files. The jarring videos now declassified. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson revealing a health scare. Stay with us. Next tonight, dramatic body camera video showing police officers rushing to the scene of a raging apartment fire.
Police department, hey, your unit's on fire. You need to get out. Wait, what? Run!
The officers in St. George, Utah, breaking down doors, waking people up out of their beds as smoke filled the complex early Sunday. They made several rescues, including children. 8 officers were treated for smoke inhalation, but all are said to be okay. A lot of buzz caused a brief flight delay in Cancun, Mexico. Take a look at this swarm of bees here clustered on the wing of this United Airlines flight. Passengers and ground crews spotted the bees shortly before takeoff on Thursday. The bees were eventually removed from the wing. The flight continued its trip to Los Angeles. When we come back, the Pentagon releasing a new batch of UFO files. The jarring videos now declassified. Plus, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson revealing a medical scare. To the index now, the Pentagon released a new trove of UFO files. The 72 videos, images, and reports date back to the 1940s. One video from July of last year appears to show red orb-shaped objects moving in tandem. Another video the Pentagon described as plasma-like sphere that changed in shape as it hovered above a pond for 45 minutes before disappearing. This is the Pentagon's third batch of declassified UFO files released this year. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson revealing a testicular cancer scare. In an interview with Esquire magazine, Johnson said he discovered a lump while showering and immediately sought medical attention. Doctors believed it was likely inflammation. An ultrasound later confirmed the lump was benign. Johnson says he is now doing fine, but described the experience as painful. A passing to note tonight, beloved painter David Hockney has died. Hockney was an icon in the world of contemporary art, known for his vibrant works of shimmering swimming pools and distinct portraits. Back in 2018, his piece Portrait of an Artist set a record at auction, selling for $90 million. His publicist revealed Hockney died Thursday. David Hockney was 88 years old. Still ahead, the excitement building as the World Cup kicks off. Finally tonight, World Cup soccer is back with the U.S. men's team in action tonight. ABC's Christian Cordero is in Los Angeles.
USA! USA! USA!
Tonight, excitement hitting fever pitch for soccer fans, with Team USA kicking off its World Cup campaign in Los Angeles against Paraguay, the first men's World Cup game hosted on American soil in more than 30 years.
So great to see everything back on other shores.
USA is going to win, and they're going all the way.
The Stars and Stripes considered favorites to win their group. Midfielder Brendan Aronson is back for his second World Cup.
I'm very confident in this team. I think the group is really looking forward to these games, really looking to, push on.
Who are we cheering for?
USA!
This group traveling thousands of miles from Long Island for tonight's game, bringing high expectations.
We better win. Extremely excited, and we're expecting the U.S. win.
Yeah. Fans we spoke to all hoping to catch a glimpse of World Cup history. What made you want to come to this match in particular?
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I mean, the opening match for U.S., I wouldn't miss it.
Whit, tickets for the U.S. opener here in Los Angeles are pricey. Those fans tell me they won the pre-sale draw, but still spent more than $1,000 each. Whit.
All right, we'll be watching, Christian. Thanks so much. And some programming notes tonight. We are 1 week away from Toy Story 5. Tonight at 8 Eastern, you can catch a special edition of 2020 Toy Story 30 Years and Beyond right here on ABC, then streaming tomorrow on Disney Plus and Hulu. And the Knicks and Spurs back